Agans fighting the placement of a sexually violent predator in their community got to speak to a judge today. There were arguments for and against the placement of Douglas Badger in Borrego Springs. CBS 8's Steve Fiorina takes us to today's hearing and explains what's next.
The 17th floor courtroom was packed and Zoom hookups were put in so as many people as possible could participate in the hearing, which lasted all morning. Prior to the hearing, dozens of neighbors and some elected officials stood on the courthouse steps, decrying the release of sexually violent predator Douglas Badger to a rental house in Borrego Springs.
I have 3 children. I am terrified. It's a mother's worst nightmare to know that you're being put in a situation where you're unable to protect your children.
Douglas Badger has been confined to state hospital since his release from prison in 1997. He had been convicted of multiple counts of child molestation, kidnapping, and rape. The state has been trying to release him back into the community with strict supervision, including GPS monitoring. But protests stopped placement in 2 previous locations. Now Borrego Springs is in the bullseye.
If this sexually violent predator was not okay to be placed in Rancho Bernardo, was not okay to be placed in Mount Helix and not appropriate, what makes us? Why are we any different? Why do we get dumped on?
Just by his presence, this predator will strike fear into the hearts of our village.
Worries were voiced about public safety, police and emergency response times, frequent power outages, quality of life and property values, lives being turned upside down.
Whether this sexually violent predator ever commits again, they are living in the fear and threat of this person being and living in their neighborhood.
We've been in the house many times. Now it's going to be a nightmare house.
The arguments laid out to our cameras were later presented in court before Judge Theodore Weathers, who said he personally drove to the small East County community to look it over.
Borrego Springs couldn't be a worse choice. It's small, it's remote, we are an international dark sky community, and for those who don't know what that means, it is black as black at night. I mean, you can't see your hand in front of your face. There are no street lights, there's no house lights.
Judge Weathers said he had concerns about children within a quarter mile, homeschool issues, the impact of those power outages on GPS and geofencing, construction of privacy fences, the lack of sidewalks and public transportation. Afterward, one mother said she felt their voices were heard.
Absolutely, the fact that he brought that up, that he brought it up in the past, is certainly a very good sign.
Judge Weathers wants briefs filed within 2 weeks on the questions he asked. He will then assess that and make a ruling on the future of Douglas Badger. Steve Fiorina, CBS 8.